Hello internet. I want to make a quick preface. I had just made one, but it ran 10 minutes and I don't want this video to be too long. So long story short, the video that I'm about to show you is kind of something that I had wanted to do. It was either before, the idea of it I had before or after my sister suggested that I made a YouTube channel. And the whole idea was that I used to ride bikes a lot, and when I mean a lot, I mean all over town. And all over town might mean something different to different people, but here in the States, being that we are car centered, when you say all over town, we're talking about, forget kilometers, we're talking miles. You're riding miles. And I had several nice bikes. I had probably at least 4, maybe 5 bikes stolen. One bike got damaged, so I pawned it. I never picked it up. And 2 of the bikes were really nice. They were 29ers, meaning that the rim itself had a 29-inch diameter. And I don't know if you're aware, but the bigger the rim and the tires are, the faster the vehicle will accelerate, as opposed to if you have, like, you know, if you're sitting on 13s, for instance, in the vehicle. But anyways, let me cut this short and let me go ahead and segue this over to the video that I wanted to make. So here we go. Hey everybody, it's me again. I'm shooting again today, only because I'm in the great outdoors, as you can see. I want to say my boy Milo, but I barely know you, but I know you got your channel Mini Minute Man. And if I could just say a compliment real quick, I'll make sure I'll say it in the comments too. Man, I love your charisma, man. And also your expertise. It really it really shows that you really did get it. Damn near seems that you got a post-grad, according to me. But anyways, enough of that. I like your videos because you also show the outdoors. You talk about how beautiful, how beautiful it is up there in New England. I think you were in Vermont the other day. I know you said you were originally from Massachusetts, but that's besides the point. Oh, and by the way, I got the shirt too, for all you Rick and Morty fans out there. Anyway, so since today's Saturday, my queen, I'm sorry, look at the camera. My queen and the princess are sleeping in. I've been up for a little while, so I decided, you know, just go out. Maybe I might hit upwards to Pines Boulevard, which is one of the main roads where, unfortunately, this city, and approximately about, let's say, 90% of all cities in the US, they're not pedestrian, bicycle friendly, not like the Netherlands. I've seen videos on the Netherlands, and if what I see is true, they are one efficient group of people. They and there's also I gotta put a link to that description. I also forgot to put the link to the description for the Second Thought channel on the first video I made today. I'll make sure I'll do all those things when I get home, as well as upload this video, because even though this carrier, they claim to not be one of the big 3, they charge you just as much. Thank you. That was another cyclist right there. I don't know if you saw her, and someone running next to me. They claim to intersection, very careful. Intersections is where most the majority of accidents happen. As anybody who's 16, 17, 18 years old will know, you know, when they're doing their exam to try to I think there's here in Florida we have 2 of them. We have one that's just to test your knowledge. And then you can do that when you turn 15. I don't know if the law has changed, but you have to have a driver sitting on the passenger side next to you that's 21 years old and is licensed. And then once you turn 16, then you can get your regular license. Man, them good old days. It's amazing how life just takes you through ups and downs. It makes you turn to left, turn to right. It makes you do all types of things that, I mean, in reality, there's people that are disciplined. There are people that, you know, they plan, they stick to their plan. And whether they like it or not, some of them are forced. I'm sorry, you know, but it might be for the best because, you know, parents, they only do it out of love. Sometimes it could be, in my opinion, a little bit too much, because, you know, you gotta allow your child to express whom they are and be who they want to be. You know, like I've heard before, you can have a family of 5, right? Husband, wife, 3 kids. Neither of the 3 kids will come out different. Big shout out to my employer when I was 17 and I turned 18 when I was working for him, Lori Rubenstein. I'll never forget Emma Eyewear, Evan, Mitchell, and Amy. Wherever you guys are, bless your souls. I'm sorry for your late mom. I know it's been a long time, but still, it was untimely. And but I know you guys are beyond that. At least I hope you are, because that would just be too much of a cross to bear. I just crossed an intersection right now, and the only reason I crossed it is because I used to drive, but the problem is I drive like a police officer, and when another police officer sees you driving like they do, bam, automatically you're a target. Apparently, to somebody mowing lawns, apparently they're the only ones that are allowed to drive like a bunch of assholes. In other words, you know, they can do whatever they want. You know, they can cut in front of people. They can, there's more people doing lawn work. Just showing you that so you can see where all the sound's coming from. But as soon as I do it, as soon as I drive like they do, which is the way I drive, or at least, well, it depends on the vehicle too, because I had a classic one time. I had an 88 Caprice Brome. I drove that puppy, you know, like, how do I explain it? I didn't push it. You know, I knew the age of the car. I'm gonna wait here to cross the street so I can go on the side of the traffic. Here's my trusty bicycle. And this is the street that I told you that I was gonna turn on and then probably eventually turn back around. This is called Pines Boulevard. Let's see if you can see it right up here. The sign is there, but I don't know if it's gonna be legible. But anyways, so yeah, so that's pretty much where my license got taken over. It's such idiotic, such dumb things. A police officer will see you driving like how they do, and then I mean, not all of them. I mean, all police officers are different. I've met very nice officers. Shout out to Officer Diaz for BSO, Cooper City. One of the most nicest, beautifulest gentlemen I've ever met in my life. He, you know, when they say on a lot of logos, they say to protect and serve. Police officers ain't gonna protect you from anything. That's the truth. All they're there to do is just write the report after it's done. But when it comes to serve, this gentleman, I've never voted in my life before. Never, not a single time. But if he ran for sheriff, I'd consider voting for him. As long as throughout time, he kept his head, you know, he kept his feet on the ground, I mean. Because I know, you know, as you go up the ranks, power corrupts people. It's inevitable, you know, so But as of right now, he's and also a lot of the Pembroke Pines Police Department, they're all awesome gentlemen also too. I don't know a lot of them by name. They might know me when they see me, but a lot of them are just, I know they're just out there doing their jobs, and I don't blame them, It's a hard job, especially my neighbor across the street. I'm not too close to him, but I'm close to his family, so every time he goes out, I always think about, may today be a day filled with peace so that he doesn't have any confrontations, because whether you like him or not, you don't want any of them to have any confrontations. That's just, we're humans, we're not animals. So let's start acting like it, right? Including with me. I'm preaching to the choir. Everything I tell you guys, I'm gonna maybe take a look back at it. Anyways, all that you hear, that's all the traffic from Pines Boulevard. And I don't have a mic, so I don't know how well this is gonna be heard, but everything that I might say to all of you out there, I'm gonna take a good look at these videos, and I'm gonna write down the things that I need to work on that I may have said, because there's another thing too. There are people out there that are good. They're good at, trying to help others or make suggestions towards others on, what can you do to make your life better. But at the same time, their life is shambles. They can't follow their own advice. So I wouldn't want to become one of those people. So like I said, that's why I'm gonna try to see if I could, maybe rewatch these videos and see what I can take away from them. All right, my street's coming up soon because I'm not gonna go that far. But all right, I just want to show you guys this beautiful bike ride, riding along the boulevard. This is the main street of Pembroke Pines, just like Broward County divides, north and south up there that way. Pines Boulevard eventually turns into what's called Hollywood Boulevard, and it also divides north and south. It's kind of like a Flagler Street, except in Miami-Dade they just have Flagler Street and that's it. Here we have a couple. We have another one north of Broward Boulevard. I forget the name. I don't know if it's Atlantic or what. But anyways, I've done enough talking, and there's way too much noise. And I also got to think about my safety. I love you guys. Mom, please don't be too mad that I did this. I love you. All right, everybody. Oh, damn, that's my turn. All right, I'm gonna have to cross the street and then cross it up there. I just wanted to show you real quick. If I hadn't messed with this camera, no, that would have been illegal too. I'm using the front camera right now just to show you how it is here in South Florida. And I'm pretty sure the majority of the states, except maybe for like New York and then Boston, cities that predate the car. You see this right here? This is the bicycle lane. Okay, it's about what, a meter long, the most, less, and then everything else is cars. As you can see, right up there. Let me see if I can zoom in. There's about 1, 2, 3, 4, about 4 or 5. There's about 4 or 5 lanes for cars, and then that little lane right there that you can. All right, the car just blocked it that passed it. That's the bicycle lane. So I just want to show you that so you guys can get an idea of what it's like to ride a bicycle in Pembroke Pines, Florida. Alright, I don't know if I'm in shot. Hopefully I didn't hit stop. Nope, I did not. Alright, so I'm using the front camera this time. That's why I'm trying to back it up to make sure that you guys get my ugly mug. I did not turn back there at Palm Avenue. I even skipped Douglas Road. For all of those of you who are not from Pembroke Pines, Broward County, Florida, it's time to bust out your Google Maps. So it actually kind of worked out perfect, because as I was riding this way, I got a call from the Queen, telling me the news of what's going on and what's happening. But anyways, I wanted to use the front camera so I could give my fellow netizens. I wanted to say something else, but it wouldn't have been proper. I'm coming up to now what's called University Drive, which in essence, it's just about as congested as Pines Boulevard, which is a street that you guys saw me riding on a little bit back that way. Except this time, instead of riding on the bicycle path, which is that little single lane that's less than a meter long probably, I decided to go on the sidewalk, because I don't want to be holding the camera riding on the bicycle lane. It just seemed irresponsible. So anyways, let me show you guys a shot what our road signs look like, and of University Drive. As you can see, we got interstate highways that was signed into act by President Eisenhower, I believe, back in the 50s, I want to say, post-World War II. The reason for it was so that we could, it was more of a military tactic in case we needed to get like infantry, or we needed to get like heavy equipment through the states. So there you see, you got I-95. I-95 runs along the East Coast. It goes all the way down to what's called Mile Zero, which is in Key West. Florida's Turnpike is actually a private highway, meaning that you have to pay a toll to get on it. And that one actually runs through the state of Florida, obviously. But different states have their own turnpikes. Just like New Jersey's got their own turnpike. I guess other states, New Jersey's the only one I can really think of. Let's see. 595. Whenever you see a 3-number highway, that means that it's an extension of the original highway, the one with the 2 numbers. So 595, it ends with 95. That means that it's an extension of I-95. If I remember correctly, if the first number is odd, that means that it runs east and west. And if the first number is even, that means it runs north and south as an extension to the highway. And another interesting fact, obviously the majority of you know this, on the highway systems, if the highway you're on, if it ends with an odd number, that means it runs north and south. And if it ends with an even number, it means it runs east and west. And then the last 2 signs that you're going to see there are north and south State Road 817. That's just the number that they gave to University Drive. You see it right there? South 817, North 817. The 2 highways, it shows you how to get to, well, the 3 highways. One of them is private. So let's just take a little ride. Let me get some momentum going using the front camera. Like I said, I'm riding now on the sidewalk. You can see right there, see that little space right there? That's the turning lane for cars. And that little space right there that that truck is not on, and it's not the turning lane, that's the bicycle lane. That is the very dedicated bicycle lane for people who want to ride their bikes. A lot of people make fun down here and oh, look at that car blocking the bicycle lane, trying to get into the traffic. How fun is that? So not only do we have our own little less than a meter bicycle lane, but it also gets blocked by cars. And there's one of our many city buses which are terrible. We have the worst transit system known to mankind. Alright, so right now the light is green to go straight, which I'm not going to do so. I'm going to turn right here. Since I'm in a pedestrian path, let's go ahead and we have here right here buttons. Alright, so Start crossing, watch for vehicles, and then it shows you. So this one here would be to cross Pines Boulevard, which I wanted to get a good shot of the sign that said Pines Boulevard, but I don't think I'll be able to. Or maybe I will. Let's see. Oh no, my thing was already zoomed in. Well, there it goes, Pines Boulevard. It's barely legible. Maybe as I get up to it, you'll be able to see it. But this video is already running really long. Right now I can't go straight because the cars that are turning onto Pines Boulevard, they don't allow pedestrians to cross while they're turning. But let me start going halfway. Alright, now if you can barely see it, but there's like a little red light, just like in just like in England. I think they have these little things there too. See, it just turned, and then there's the Pines Boulevard sign. Alright, so I got my shot of Pines Boulevard, and now I'm gonna oh, and by the way, all the roads that I passed, Palm Avenue, Douglas Road, and this one that I'm on, University Drive right now, they all run parallel to Hiatus Road, which, as I told you in the videos past, to all those who may or may not have seen it, that's the street that I live off of. All right, so please don't come and say hi in person. Just leave a comment. All right. And that's it. Let's keep going for this stroll. There's a car coming out, and let's see if it. Oh no, it's not letting me go. It looks like I gotta go around it. And ladies and gentlemen, that happens all the time to bicyclists. The cars, it's the rule of thumb, and I imagine it's like this in any developed nation. The pedestrian comes first. I don't know if you're going to be able to hear me over all these cars. Look at all these cars right here, see? This is a nation of cars. We developed everything around the car. So if you don't have a car, you're out of luck. There goes your job prospects. There goes your chances of going somewhere besides like the vicinity near you. And even the vicinities near you, they're separated so far apart. Like I told you guys earlier, one lap around my block where I live is almost a whole kilometer, for crying out loud. I mean, Jesus. Look, this car's letting me go. But that's only because he had a whole bunch of cars coming. If he didn't have cars stopping him, I don't think he would have let me go. But nonetheless, the rule of thumb, like I was saying before, is pedestrians come first. So in other words, if you see anybody on foot, automatically they're supposed to have the right of way. Okay? Then will come like cyclists or people that are using scooters, or well, people that are using walkers. I would consider them in the same category as pedestrians. So next would be cyclists or people using scooters, and then will be a car. But do we follow that rule of thumb here? Some do, but most don't. And that's the way of the jungle, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for watching. I love you guys. Woo! All right, here I am back. This time I turned around. I was on University. I did a couple loops, you know. I went through here, there, everywhere. No, not everywhere. I just cut through a shopping plaza, and then I cut through a couple little streets. Now I'm on a street that intersects Hiatus Road, and it's called Taft Street. If I'm not mistaken, it's named after the President Howard Taft. Correct me if I'm wrong, because like I said, I've only been here for since 1990. All right. So, with that being said, this is a nice, quiet, calm street. Right now, I am riding on the sidewalk. I must tell you, there are absolutely no bicycle paths here. And the rule of thumb is, if you see a bicyclist, you're supposed to give them 6 feet. Yeah, right. One time I almost somebody went next to me so fast that it literally just it's not inertia, but it's the wind. You know, when a car goes fast, it creates like a wind tunnel around it. You know, from the however you call it, you know, the wind resistance. I guess from the wind resistance from the car, when it went off to the side, it pushed my bike all the way towards the grass. Thank goodness it didn't bring me closer to the car. If not, I wouldn't be speaking to you right now. And like I said, I don't even know if I'm in frame or out of frame. I meant to look at it, but I got sent some pictures which I had to check out. Yesterday was my mother-in-law's birthday. I didn't attend. Even though I'm on social right now, I haven't been super social. And I'm usually not super social anyways. Like I said, I didn't even want to start doing this, but my sister told me about it once, and then one day I said, you know what, just do it, because pretty soon you're not gonna have much to do. I could already see what was happening. I could already see it coming. Well, not already see it coming, but when I heard the news that they were gonna start raising minimum wage, and well, you know, one thing led to another, especially when you work informally. I had tried, I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and tell you guys the whole story, but nobody wants to hire a 40-year-old missing their lateral incisors, as you can see right there. You know, people want to hire young people for 2 reasons. One, they can start them off as indentured servants. I'll say that, because that sounds a lot better than slaves. Or like they say in the Thor movie, workers who do not get paid. Okay? So they like to start them off young, that way they can pay them the least as possible. Also, for some reason, the American culture is obsessed with youth. I don't know why. They think that if you can maintain looking young for the rest of your life, that you're gonna accomplish something, whatever that is. I don't know. Maybe other people find you more attractive, but I mean, you know, it just makes me think of one word, paganism. I mean, but anyways, I'm not perfect. No one is. Hey, look, you're looking right here at someone who is far from perfect. I mean, but I just say what I want to say. All right, this is my channel. If YouTube wants to take it down, they can do it. But then right there, we have a case of which amendment is it, that we have the right to free speech? Just as long as it's not like hatred speech, and it doesn't I mean, it's a thin line. Like I was telling my buddy Leon yesterday, it's a thin line between everything, because he had just gotten some results that told him that he had I'm not gonna go into details, but it's nothing serious. But one of the exams from his blood test, they said that one of the risk factors was a little bit high. He said nothing that you can't take care of in 3 months, which is no big deal. But what I mentioned to him, that it's just a thin line, you know? Like, do you want to live, enjoy life? Or do you want to live and follow everything by the book and then just hate every absolute minute of life? Let me turn the camera around so you guys can see the cars. Like I said, this street is relatively quiet. So that whole time I was speaking to you, there wasn't that many cars. Look, on the other side you can see the cars too. And as you can see, no bicycle paths here. The only thing is this sidewalk. So at the very least, we have a sidewalk. That's good. Now, I'm not sitting here and I'm not talking bad about our city. I love Pembroke Pines, especially Pembroke Lakes. I can't complain about it at all. If you ever come and visit, there's a place called Pembroke Lakes Optical. I'll take credit for the name because I'm the one that gave it that name. It was simple. I mean, the school across the street is called Pembroke Lakes Elementary. So it wasn't rocket science. But the sign says Pembroke Optical, which is a little funny because it's like you couldn't afford the lakes, Lakes. How many letters is that? 5? Oh my goodness. But anyways, so yeah, look, see how relatively quiet this street can get? We're about to come up to an intersection up there, which is Palm Avenue. Palm Avenue was that first intersection that I showed you while I was on Pines Boulevard. That because I was recording, I got up too close, and then and also if I would have got cut in between cars, that would have been illegal. And I'm not about to record myself doing illegal things on the internet. I'm not that dumb, at least not yet. Okay, so. Here I am, I'm still on the sidewalk and we're approaching Palm Avenue. So so you guys can take a look. Let me see if I can zoom in. There it goes, Palm Avenue. All right, it just turned green. So that means that I can go just as long as this car here that's about to turn doesn't run into me. All right, I got lucky that time. I gotta hold it out a little bit because I zoomed in. I got lucky that time and I was able to go. There we got a nice little marquee, City of Pembroke Pines. And on that note, let me see if I can zoom out. I don't know if I zoomed out or not, but I'll leave it to you guys. Oh look, Pembroke Lakes. That I want to take a picture. Not a picture of, but I want to show you guys. That's a subdivision. Anyways, I'm gonna stop the video to see if I can take a picture of it because when I worked for Pembroke Lakes Optical, I actually just took a picture of that marquee up there, and all I did was just change Pembroke Pines, which is listed under Pembroke Lakes, and I just put optical. So I kind of like, you know, I don't know if it's copywritten, but it was a compliment to our subdivision. All right, people.